As explained in previous chapter, elements may contain attributes that are used to set various properties of an element. Some attributes are defined globally and can be used on any element, while others are defined for specific elements only. All attributes have a name and a value. Attributes may only be specified within the start tag and must never be used in end tags. HTML5 attributes are case insensitive and may be written in all uppercases and mixed cases, although the most common convention is to stick with lowercase. There are some standard attributes too. The attributes listed below are supported by almost all the HTML5 tags. These are access key, which is a user-defined option, which and its function is to specify a keyboard shortcut to an element or to access any element. Another is align. Its options varies like right, left, center, and its function is horizontally align tags. Means you have any piece of content and you want it to align center, right or left. You can use this attribute. Next it comes to the background, which has only one option, that is to be URL. Its function is to place a background image behind an element. BG color is a function, it's attribute which can hold numeric, hexadecimal or RGB values. It places a background color behind an element. Next attributes come to be class, which is a user defined. It classifies an element for use with cascading style sheets. We can use this attribute to define a class, and it can be modified or it can be formatted in CSS file. Contentability. It holds only two values, whether it's true or false. It specifies if the user can edit the element content or not. If the content editable attributes has a value of true, means the user can edit the element, while if it has false, user cannot edit the element. Next it comes to be context menu, which has an option known as menu ID, which specifies the context menu for an element. Next is data and then some name, which is a user defined. It is a custom attributes. We will talk further about it at the last of this video. I have created a separate section for this. Authors of a HTML document can define their own attributes. It must start with a data. Means if you want to create your own attribute with some other names, like we have div names, ID's name, class's name, same we can have an attribute name. This is a good functionality that gives we have in HTML5. So if you want to create your own named attribute, you can use this data, then a slash a hyphen, then the name of the attribute. Next it comes to a draggable. It has three values. You have to define only one out of these three, which are true, false or auto. It specifies whether or not a user is allowed to drag an element. If you have a value of true in the attribute draggable, then the specified element can be dragged to another place. If it has a value of false, then it cannot be dragged. And if we put a value auto in the draggable attribute, then it is dependent on the resolution, means it can be responsive, which is the best options we have in HTML5. Height has a numerical value. Height it specifies the height of a table, images, table, cell or any div, ID, class, etc. Hidden has only a value hidden, which specifies whether the element should be visible or not. If you want to have a div to be there or a class to be there or an ID to be there, but you don't want it to show, you can use a value and attribute hidden. Both are attribute and its value both are hidden. Now there are some more standard attributes like ID, which is same as we have class. It is the name of an element which can be edited or formatted in the CSS file cascade style sheet. Item, it has a list of elements used to group elements. Item prop is also a list of items used to group items. See, there's a difference between item and item prop. In item we have a list of elements which is used to group elements, but in item prop we have a list of items, not of elements. Here we don't group elements, here we group items. In later videos, we will be using these two attributes too, like item, item prop. There is another separate section for these attributes. They are some of important attributes in HTML5. Spell check 2 has a two values, which is true and a false. It specifies if the element must have its spelling or grammar checked. If you have a piece of content, or you have a form where user or your visitor has to write some value or has to write some data, then you have a functionality whether you want to check the spelling and grammatical mistake in it or not. This is a very good feature of HTML5. Style is another attribute of HTML5 and previous versions of HTML. Its value is a CSS style sheet, specifies an inline style for an element. Means you can, if you don't want an element to be read through the CSS file, you can directly write it from your HTML file. Next attribute comes out of view of subject, which is a user defined ID. It specifies the element's corresponding item. Tab index is a tab number, specifies the tab order of an element. Title is a user defined. It pop up the title for any element of your any other element. Well, v-align, it is, previously we have align attribute, which is used to align a piece of content to be read left, right, or center aligned. Here we have v-align, which is vertically alignment. Previously we have horizontal alignment, here we have vertical alignment. It has three values: middle, top, and bottom. It vertically aligns tags within HTML element. Width is same as of height. It can hold any numerical value. It specifies the width of table images or table cells or div, class, ID, and another. Now it comes to be the custom attributes. In the previous table we have one custom attribute which starts from data and then a hyphen. Now we will study deep about it. If we want an attribute to be customly defined, then we can use custom attributes. Like we have a div class is equals to example. The class name, the class of this div is example. Then data subject is equals to physics. Here data is the prefix and the subject is our custom attributes which has the value of physics. Then we have a data hyphen level is equals to complex. Here data is the same prefix and then level is our custom attribute which has the value of complex. Then we have div close. These are known as to be custom attributes. There's a new this is a new feature being introduced in HTML5, and it's the addition of custom data attributes. A custom data attribute start with the data, as I told previously, and would be named based on any of your requirement. As I have shown, we have a subject, level as our custom attributes. In our future videos, I will tell you where and how to use these custom attributes in your HTML5 file. These examples will be perfectly valid HTML5 with two custom attributes called data subject and data level. You would be able to get the values of these two attributes using JavaScript APIs or CSS in similar way as you get for standard attribute. Here we will be ending this our first section of our course. Now we will start our section 2 from, and then it's the next lecture we will be studying about HTML5 events, and I will tell you some more about HTML5. Okay friends, see you there. Thank you.